morning, everybody. Thank you, everybody who made the effort to come and see Laura, and it's well worth it for those of us who get to taste at the end. So please look for the Community Crier on stands near you for the next episode of Cooking with Laura. This is available, our newsletter is available at the post office, the town hall, the library, down here at the community center. And if you'd like to be online, that's the best way to receive it. You get the first edition, and you can call into us at 978-733-4076. Just leave your name and your email, and we'll get you on the mailing list with updates. And the Community Crier lists events in the community center, but also going on around town for all ages. So hopefully you join in that mailing list. A quick little promotional for the center. We have lots of fun projects. For example, Matt, these little trees that Evelyn Brown is making. It's a free workshop. Hopefully, by the time you see this, some of you have missed this workshop, which is the beginning of December. But on December 30th, we have Family Fun Day. So we'll have more origami. We'll have a Kids Eat Free pancake breakfast. I'm hoping for puppet shows, something for all ages. And I know Laura's show is all ages as well. Sometimes she cooks with her daughter. I hope we could see that in the next episode, because that's
I think so.
Always a good time. And I hear tell your granddaughter as well is a great time. So,
and you know, we have some good people here. They cook terrifically out here. We should get them in here too.
That's true.
They are good cooks.
A real community cooking.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some very talented people in Lancaster.
You hear that?
Got to think we have to have Weight Watchers come in here after all these different cooking shows. I'm bad.
I was talking about you.
So thank you for watching another episode of Cooking with Laura and SLCT for filming this. And next time, check our newsletter and come and be part of the studio audience so you can get the smell-o-vision, as Matt says, and a little taste. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. A little plug I'd like to, for the people in Sterling-Lancaster, around these communities, if you would like to have a copy of this book, I have been giving it out. At the end, you can get my number and you can call me. I can send you a copy. This is a life-changing book. If you've seen the movie, this is the real deal. So, don't hesitate to ask for a copy, and I'll send it to you or give it to you, deliver it to you or whatever. But just in the surrounding areas where we are taping this right now. Okay, so I'm going to do a recipe. And I'm sorry that I'm going to have to read this one because, if you don't read it, sometimes if you don't do it every day, you will then forget what ingredients to put in. This is called a Linzer thumbprint jewel cookie. And it's Weight Watchers. I've talked about Weight Watchers before. And it was very interesting as I was going through these recipes, even Weight Watchers. You can't sit there with a glass of milk or a cup of coffee or whatever you drink and just down like 10, 12 cookies at one time. These cookies are very small, and they are, if you are a Weight Watcher follower, they're 2 points each. That means that they are 68 calories each. Another recipe in this book is cranberry oatmeal cookies. It's 136 calories. So don't think just because it's Weight Watchers or a little reduced sugar or a little reduced fat that it's going to be like, 2 calories, We even have these little cakes from Weight Watchers. I'm telling you, they're only that big, and it's like 90 calories. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't indulge and enjoy yourself during the holidays, but if you're trying to reduce your intake of sugar and so on, then you better be aware of that because a lot of them are close to 100. There's a chocolate chip cookie over 100, 104 calories, and 96 for peanut butter cookies. So be aware, maybe just kind of pick and choose what you want to do. So anyway, we're going to make this Linzer thumbprint jewel. There's not a lot of butter in it, although they're calling for unsalted butter. 6 tablespoons for the whole shebang there. So I'm going to start with, it tells us to beat the butter. So here's the butter. I got them in cute little cubes in the grocery store. So I'm going to put that in. And then it's calling for confectionery sugar. You know, the powdered stuff that you put on top. I'm trying to get everything out that I can. And I have packaged everything in little boxes, little containers. Now it's calling for let's see, with electric mixer, beat butter and granulated sugar. Okay, I made a mistake. I thought it was that one. Okay, my granulated sugar should be here. It's not here. Don't tell me I don't have sugar.
We have some.
Oh, I don't have sugar. No, wait a minute, I do. And look at the small amount of sugar that's here. That's it. That's all you can put in. Let's see, what does it say? 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. That's it. All right. So I'm going to beat this with my mixer. Whoops. Come on. You know, these, some of these extension cords, I'm not sure if I can do this with this one. Let's see. No, I don't. I'm okay. I had it. Doesn't seem to fit in here too well. Let's try this side. Maybe this is better. Yeah, I think it's going to work. No, it isn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do, go to Plan B, and I'm going to use this. This better work. It does. Okay, let's see if it stretches over here a little bit. That should work. Now they say to beat this with a beater until it's kind of a little fluffy, so we'll see. I did it differently when I did it. I did everything together, and then I looked back at the recipe and I said, oh, that's not right. So sometimes it's better to read the instructions. So. And then we're going to slowly add in the other ingredients. I'm going to try to get all that sugar. No eggs. There's no eggs in here. Now, I'm going to also put in a small amount, I think it's 1/4 cup of oats. And these are the quick oats. Don't use instant oatmeal. So we'll put that in, beat it around. See what else we have here now. Can't do both. Just can't. Okay, let's see. The flour, I'll just open them all up. That would have made better sense. And coconut. And we'll put that in now. Coconut. I'll move this aside so you can at least can see the consistency of it. Okay, and let's see what else. I have to put in 1/4 cup of finely chopped almonds, but what I'm going to do is, and I have to put in 1/4 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I just brought this with me rather than bringing in the whole big container. I was first going to just give it a pinch or so. That's probably, this is a half, so I'll just put a little bit. Oh, put it in half. If I was home, maybe I'd just put in a pinch. Okay, let's leave that there. I need it later. So let's mix that around. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to put in my flour, try to put it in if I can, very easily. Mix it around, make sure it gets all mixed. It's very dry, but at the end it's very, you can work with it. Now, the recipe says that it makes 24 cookies. I don't know who will be eating those cookies, maybe some little elves or something, but not human beings. I'm going to lower it a little bit because it doesn't seem possible that this is going to be, maybe I made them too big, but I didn't think so, because they're very tiny the way, even I made 20, I think, of them, or 19, and they were very small. But they're very pretty, and so, okay, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of confection sugar. Let's see. So this is a tablespoon. Shake it off a little bit and put it in. I'm going to use it later for the topping. I will have to then, after I put in the almonds, I'm going to have to mold it into the shape I want it. Okay, now I'm going to take my chopper. I only need 1/4 cup. And I looked at this. One package is 330, this is a tiny little package, 330 calories, in case you're interested. So I don't have my cup, but I'm going to measure out about 1/2 of this package, which is 1/2 cup. That, a little more maybe. Okay. Now, I will tell you this, that you have to chop it, because I found out that if you don't chop it, it's like porcupines coming out of your cookies, and it breaks the cookie up. So you want to have the cookie. Boy, I'm not doing too good today. You want to have the cookie hold together. I don't know why this isn't working now. It isn't working because I don't have it plugged in. That would help. Let's see if this one works. Or do I have to do the other one? Nope. But I'm going to try it anyway and see. Maybe it's enough liquid. I'm going to look. Oh, yes. That's very finely chopped. So I'll put that in there. Oops. There's a little more in there. Sticks to the bottom a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty clean. Okay. We'll unplug that, because we'll need this later for our meatballs. Now, I need to use my beater again, and hopefully we'll have everything put together and we can put it on the cookie sheet. . go a little slower because this stuff does fly around. You feel it. Oh, feels pretty good. Okay, let's try it now and see. I have a little pan here that I used before. And now I wash my hands, so now I'm going to form them in little balls. And I'll have to press them because don't forget, there's no egg in here, there's no water in here, there's no milk in here, there's no cream in here, and there's nothing. But I have to be able to get them into a ball. Oop, it's crumbling a little bit. Tight, press them tight. I'll be here all day if this doesn't. Okay. Later I have to I can use a spoon or something, or I can use my thumb, as the name says, thumbprint. And I might not put it too. A little ball there would be good. And they say about an inch and a quarter across. I'm going to make them a little bigger. See if I can. No, it doesn't work when I try to roll them, so I'll have to try to form them as best as I can. Try to make them nice and round. The ones I made before came out pretty well, but I hadn't, oh, there's some of the butter on the side. Got to make sure you get all the butter. That's what holds it together. I suppose you could try different variations if you wanted. Maybe you could try to put an egg in it. I don't know how it would work, but, you know, everybody does their own thing, so. We'll see how it works with the thumbprint. I think I'll make this one a little bigger. It's not like the others. Gets a little dry. Even the other batch I made, it's a little dry, so try to do the best you can. Okay, this is going to take a while, so what I think I'll do is try to make another one, put this aside, and then work on my other one, my other recipe. Now, when you put these in the oven, you have to watch carefully because they will burn quickly. And when I first made it, I read the thing wrong, incorrectly, and I put the temperature up higher than it was supposed to be, 50 degrees higher. And I was watching it, and then all of a sudden, they started to get a little bit too dark. So I noticed that I had misread the temperature. It should be 325. I'll make one more. Oops, oh, this is very moist. There was a little bit of butter in here that needs to go together. Maybe that. Okay. Oh, we've got nice music. It's a season to have music. Every season should be for music. Okay, I'm just going to try this, and I'm going to put my thumb in and see how this might work. And then I'm going to mold it around too, because that happened to me before where it kind of fell apart. So let's see. So you're going to have to do some damage control with it. Okay. Okay, that one's a little bit dry. Oops. Oh, my sister-in-law who lives in New Jersey made such delicious Lin's tart. I know they weren't Weight Watchers, but they turned out so delicious that in the summer when we spent a week together, oh, there was all kinds of goodies there, and boy, did I get in trouble. Okay. I noticed here in the mixture that there were some pieces of butter that didn't get mixed in. I'm surprised because I used the beater. So maybe you gotta just try to work it through. I think that's probably why it was a little dry. But it'll turn out okay because the butter will still be there. I'm gonna put these couple in here, and while I'm doing the other ones, I'm gonna watch carefully, make sure. They say to turn the tray around. So I'm gonna put it in the first one. And remind me, somebody, that in about 10 minutes or so that I should just yell out, please check the things. Oh, I just wanted to share with you too, for 20 years I've been getting vegetarian times. Do you get that too? Yeah. There's such great recipes in here. But some of the recipes call for stuff that, you never use, But I thought this cake looked very nice. It looked like a little coffee cake. I was thinking about doing that, but I did the other instead. Okay, now I'm going to do one that everybody knows. And my mom, this was her thing that she did every Christmas. She made plenty of Toll House cookies, chocolate chip cookies. But I'm going to add a couple of other things in it. And I don't make chocolate chip cookies every day, but so I always, every time I make it, I have to read the package because I'll never remember it. So we start off with 2.5 cups of flour. The flour I use is King Arthur's flour. Okay, so we put that in there. Okay, all right, let's continue on. And I'm going to put the salt in, 1 teaspoon of salt.
Or just try it. Try it with the baking powder.
Yeah? Hey, why not? I'm game if you are. Oh, wait a minute, this is salt. I'm not too good today here. Oh, here's my salt. I was so careful. I was so proud of myself today, this morning. I said, oh, I really, what? Try it without, you think? Okay. How about trying it without the baking powder? No? Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay. It does call for, well, salt and baking. Okay. Now let's see. 1 teaspoon. Okay, so here we go. Let's experiment with it and see what happens. Okay, I have my butter. So I'm going to put my butter in. Make sure I get it all in. Okay. And then I have 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Where's my granulated? granulated sugar. Here it is. I didn't label it. I probably should have labeled everything. 1/2 cup granulated sugar. 1 cup of packed light brown sugar. Well, this is a mixture of light and dark. It doesn't make a difference. That I know. That I know it doesn't make a difference. So we'll put that in. Mix it together. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Is it 10 minutes yet?
No.
Okay, thanks for reminding me. I didn't remember. I think I was so upset about the baking soda debacle that
It won't, they
Yeah.
might come even better than before.
maybe. Who knows? This is what it's all. What do you think they do in these testing kitchens? Okay, let me check those now and see how they are. No, they're not done yet. Okay. But you know what? I should have probably turned them around a little bit. Let's see. Okay. All right. Now, the vanilla. Now I have 2 eggs, but because these are small, my friends that I meet with every Monday, now I meet with them on Tuesday. My little friends, they're 3 brothers. They bring me these eggs. They're wonderful. So one of them is a little small. So I'm just going to put 3 in because it says 2 large eggs. So we'll put, and aren't they pretty? They're blue type of chicken they have. This morning I always keep in my server in my dining room, I keep something special from my mother. And I'll just share it with you in a minute. She used to make all kinds of Christmas cookies. And this was her cup. Look at how it got used over the years. And this was one of her cookie cutters that she made for Christmas. She used to make those, all different kinds of cookies. So I thought I'd share that with you. Special. Okay, so now, so I have the eggs in. If you have large eggs, just put 2 in. But if you have ones that are medium size, you can put another one in. It won't hurt. That won't hurt. Okay, I'm mixing it all together well. And you have to make sure those, because a couple of those, there were a couple of lumps in the brown sugar. Oh, by the way, you know, it's always good to have your food in containers. I had some cereal. I don't know if anybody else has had this experience, but in the summertime you get these ants that come in and come right in your kitchen, invade your kitchen. And one of the things I didn't have covered was some dry, like farina. I went to make some farina yesterday. I looked at it, and it had all huge ants in there that had fallen in there and died.
Cookies.
Check my cookies. Okay. Thanks. All right. No, they're still soft. It said 20 minutes on it, so, but thanks for reminding me. Oh, did you go to the store again?
I went to my house.
Oh, no, we already put the other. That's all right. We're going to see how it turns out. We're experimenting.
Okay.
Test kitchen right here today.
Yum, yum.
I'm sure it'll be all right. Okay, I've really mixed this well, gotten all the little particles from the bottom out. Eggs mixed well. It's nice. Now, Okay, this recipe calls for an entire package of the, I don't always put them all in because it's an awful lot. You do? You put it all in? Well, today I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to put it all in. Why not? Oops. I didn't say on the tray, Laura. I said over here. Okay. I'm putting them all in because Monique told me to do so. And I'm listening to Monique. Huh? Yes. Whoops. Got some in the shells. Okay. I'm going to get them all in here. Every last one. Okay. This is the hard, kind of the hard part, I think, is mixing it all around, making sure that all the little chocolate bits are mixed together. Because you don't want to have one that has hundreds of them and the other doesn't have any. So try to mix them all. Now, this is totally optional. Do it if you want to, but I add a little coconut and I add some walnuts. Anybody allergic to nuts? Nobody? Okay. All right. So I'm going to add some. This is about, let's see. See how much. It's a half a cup. It looked a lot less than the almonds that I had. But I'll add some in there, maybe a quarter of a cup. Still have some left. Okay, so I'm going to mix that around. And then I'm going to add some coconut. And when you taste these cookies, they really taste great with all the ingredients. You could put dates in it if you want. You could put other things. You know, whatever you'd like to put in, you can. I'll probably just sprinkle a little on here. Okay? And it'll be ready. Maybe I better check those cookies again, see how they're doing. No? I think another couple of minutes they might be ready. Now it's heavy, so you really need a good, strong hand for it. Now this will make a lot of cookies because you're only going to use about a teaspoonful of the batter itself. Put this over here. And we get rid of this so I can use this tray. One stray one. There we go. Go in there. Another one. Okay. Now, if you wanted to make a pie, my daughter makes a pie, and you would have to get a crust and then put this all in the pie, and it's delicious. It really is good. Now, I'm going to use this. I'll make a few bigger cookies. This is about a teaspoon. You use your finger to just spread it out, get it out of the, and you should, if you're making large chocolate chip cookies, make sure that you give yourself enough room because they spread, because of the butter, they spread. And if you're not careful, they'll spread one on top of the other. So. Tomorrow I'm going to someone's home. The lady is turning 103. And I'm buying her a birthday cake. But she's 103, and she is as bright as a star. She can tell you so many things, and she shares a lot of history with people, and very nice lady. Her hearing is it's a little difficult for her to hear, but she even still can play the piano at 103. It's wonderful. So her name is Mary. Okay, these you have to watch too, because they'll. Okay, I'm going to put this aside because I would have a lot. And I'll put these in. Let's see, where's my 5, 1, 2. I'm going to take these out because I think that they are done. And I'm going to use one of these things so I don't burn my fingers. Okay. And in a moment I'll put them on this rack. I have a rack here. I know that they're a little dry. I have to admit, they're a little dry, but we'll try to see what we can do with them. Okay, now, while we have that in, I'm going to share with you a recipe that I got from the cooking class that I went to recently, but I also took their recipe that I learned and I added some things to it too. But the way it was fine, but I like onions, and I like garlic and other things, and peppers and so on. So I added that to it. All right. We kind of have a little mess here. Huh? I'm going to make vegetarian meatballs. I had spoken about that before. And let's see if this works now. I hope it works because, oh, it works. It must be the type of, you have. Okay, so, let's see. I'll need, well, I'll use this. This will be fine. All right, got to pull that recipe out. Now, where is it? Today is not my day. I can see that. I had a piece of paper. Where? Oh, here it is. I left it. See how organized I was? I moved from here to there, and I had it right there so that I wouldn't have to, everything would be at my fingertips. Okay. This, I'm going to put the heat on for this, and I think I'll just move it right over here out of my way. And I'm going to put a little olive oil. I'm going to fry these in olive oil. And I won't put a whole lot. Maybe a quarter of a cup or so, or less. Just so that the pan is coated with it. Okay. Now, this recipe calls for 1 cup, and it's all measured out, of chopped walnuts. I'm not going to chop them in the chopper because I think this is okay. But if you want them finely chopped, then you have to use your chopper. So 1 cup of chopped walnuts, 1 cup of shredded cheese. Here it is. I use 2%. Made with 2% milk. It's a little less calories, but okay. It calls for 1 cup of here is it, 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Now, their original recipe called for them not to be flavored, but I like flavored. So I'll put that in there. Suppose you could use whatever you want, your own, you could use your own breadcrumbs. I'll move it around a little bit so it gets mixed while we're doing that. And then it says 1 to 2 eggs. I have my friend's eggs again, a blue one and a brown one. Okay. I'll break that up and move it around. Then it says it says a half of an onion. Well, I used a whole onion, and it was a very small onion, so I think it'll be fine. I'm mixing it around a little bit, try to get it a little moist. Here's my onion. I couldn't believe that I had all these these little containers at home, but when I went through my closet, I found that I had a lot of tops. Usually I have bottoms but no tops. I don't think that happens to anybody else, right? Or tops and no bottoms. Anyway, so we're going to mix that together. And it calls for garlic powder, but I'm not using garlic powder. I would like to use the real deal here. But if you don't have garlic, let's say you don't have fresh garlic, then you use your garlic powder. It will taste good too. Oops. All right, so we mix that together. And salt. Now, I don't think I'm going to add any salt to it because I'm going to use some sauce right here later, and that there's plenty of salt in everything. So, but if you like salt, I have one daughter that loves a lot of salt. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I'm going to put some. Doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put some green peppers in it. Mix that all together. Now, I didn't do this today, but if you want to, you could saute ahead of time your onions and your peppers if you wanted to, because it heats up pretty quick. It cooks pretty quick. Now, this is the part that we learned in the cooking class, that you use your hands. I'm gonna work it around like you would maybe bread or something. And you can start to feel how it's coming together. I hope it turns out better than the Linzer darts, but all right. Now I'm ready to make them into balls, and we have to press them, pack them around. Okay. I made the onions a little big, but you might want to make them a little smaller. Years ago, my mother made a recipe, and it was with rice. It was regular meat. We were eating meat then. And it was called porcupine meatballs. And it had the rice that was sticking out from it. It was delicious, really. I bet I could do that with this recipe. So now I don't want it to fall apart when it's in there, and the times that I've made it, it really hasn't fallen apart. So now I'm frying it up in the pan. You can make them bigger or smaller, whatever you like. And just think, if you do it around Christmas time, you have green pepper and red pepper. Wow, that would look nice for a Christmas item. That one's a little bigger. I've got to check my cookies. They're ready. They go fast, huh? You can smell them? Good. I can't. I can smell onions and stuff. Yeah. Oh. Press it hard. Yeah. That's the key. And that egg then holds it together nicely. Now you could make it into a burger if you wanted. I'm only going to make a few so you can try them. Maybe one more. See how many? Oh. Okay, we'll make a couple more. I have a lot of onions in here. Okay. I think I'll make one more, and then we can... Then I'll have to start turning them because with this you have to watch. You have to kind of roll it around so that all of it gets cooked. Okay, I'm going to leave this aside and wash my hands and check on the cookies. Oh, then they're not done. In a few more minutes they will be, but I will put these on the rack here so you can see them.
What temperature do you have the oven at?
325.
Oh, that's not enough.
That's not enough for the other, but oh, wait a minute, my upper oven is at 350, so I'm going to switch them. But for the Linzer tart, you have to have it at 325. 350 should be for your, these cookies. Okay, now we're ready for the... Wasn't exactly like I wanted it to turn out, but I think that it might be okay. You take about a teaspoonful of jelly, and you can use raspberry, you can use apricot, you can use anything you want. This is seedless. It calls for seedless. The shape isn't exactly what I would like it to be, but I think this one here is what I would like to see it look like. But once you put it in your mouth, I'm sure you might forget that. Okay. Now also the recipe calls for using a little powdered sugar over it. So we can take a little bit of this. and just sprinkle it over. Oh, maybe just on the fruit. Just enough. Okay. All right, there's the little Lindsay tots. And now we'll look and see how meatballs are doing. Oh, they're getting nice and brown. I don't have it very high, and I think that's why they're turning out this way, because it's nice and it's taking its time. And I do want the peppers and the onions to cook. I don't want to eat raw onions. Okay. What I wanted to say was that when you get done with the cookies, if you want to give somebody a little gift and you want to have a nice gift, a homemade gift, you can get yourself a little plate. These plates are not expensive. Get a little plate and put the cookies on top, and you can fill them in with a little candy, like little hard candies, and then put some cellophane over it, or put the cellophane up this way and put a bow on it. And it can make a nice little thoughtful gift. You don't have to buy somebody a blender or whatever. So I had gotten a nice blue platter in Vermont, absolutely free. And I took it because they had a yard sale, somebody, and they didn't want that. Nobody wanted it. And it was a beautiful plate, and I washed it up. I don't have it. I think I gave it to I gave it to my sister, I think. But it would make a very nice plate to put all your cookies and give it to somebody. And then they have a plate and some nice homemade cookies. So let's see. I'm going to see how our other cookies are doing, and then we can stop. Let's see. I think in 1 more minute, I'm just going to give it 1 minute. And you know, with these cookies too, with the Toll House cookies, you don't want to have them too dark. You actually want to have them very soft, almost a little sticky when they come out, because then that's when they taste the best. So in 1 minute they'll be done, and this should be done in a few minutes also. We can try them. You want to make sure the inside is, we don't want to have anything raw. So I'll just turn it up just a little bit. I move it around so that all the sides get. And I really haven't had any of them fall apart on me, so. They stay nice on their sides too. Okay. I just turned it up a little bit. And there, that's it for today. So I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll enjoy the Lindsay tots with baking powder instead of the baking soda.